is up, everybody? It's your boy Travis, aka Matsu here, and today I am going to be doing a very cool sponsored unboxing for the Star Trek Lower Decks Challenger decks sent to me by Universes Games. I also have a very cool looking Sam Rutherford playmat that we are also going to be unboxing. It'll probably be the background for the unboxing. But yeah, make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that cool stuff. And yeah, let's get right into the video. Alrighty, so as you guys can see, this is our very cool Sam Rutherford Join Starfleet, Meet New Friends playmat. This is very, very slick design. It feels very nice, very smooth, even as like a mouse pad. Definitely would suggest picking this one up if you have the ability to do so, and you like Star Trek, obviously. It's like the zombie themed one. Very, very interesting. Let's get right into opening the decks. I'm gonna start with Brad, and they have this very cool technology. I don't know if you guys can see it on the screen, but the card actually like warps out. So like the art just kind of disappears, which is very, very neat. So yeah, let's start with Brad. Should be able to get it open, just ignoring the tape. There we go. And let's get it out. So here's the deck. We're going to start with the most important thing, the contents of the deck. It comes with a sealed, complete deck. So it is 60 cards, standard legal. And then it also comes with an alt art foil pack. So it has one alt art and then 5 other foil cards. And then it also comes with a little learn how to play guide. Or I guess it is a contents guide. Yeah, a little contents guide, which is actually very cool. You can use this to keep track of how many of each copy of a card you pulled, which is awesome. You love that. Anyways, let's get into opening the deck. Oh god, they put tape on these too. Okay, we're good. Thankfully that tape is really weak. So here's the little, it's like it's a thicker kind of cardstock, which doesn't really matter anymore because you can't use character cards in your main deck when they have no block anyways. So yeah, as you guys can see, it kind of like warps in and out. It's got that holographic treatment. It's very, very cool looking. I absolutely love that. I'm so excited to be able to play with this guy because I think he is very cool. Let's get this deck open. I will be saving both of the alt arts packs for last, just kind of going over the contents of the deck first, because I think that is the most important. So we have our character card. I'll actually just turn these upside down so everyone can see them. So we have our character, Brad Boimler, and then we also have the other Brad, also known as Brad. These characters are very, very cool. The frontal deck, deck master, I guess you would call it, character is Brad Boimler by the book Ensign. He's a 6/27 with response. After you play a diplomacy card, your rival commits 1 foundation, and then enhance your turn, each player draws 1 card. And then acting captain, aka the Red Brad, says enhance. If it is your turn, each player discards a card and draws a card. If there are 2 or more attacks in a player's card pool, each player commits 1 foundation. Response: after a rival commits 1 or more foundations during the enhanced step, this attack gets +1 or -1 damage. So, both very playable, very good characters. And we have, for our first card in the front of the deck, we have Replicator Enthusiast. Very, very strong card. This card is going to see a lot of play. In Ants, remove, choose one foundation in your stage, build one foundation from your discard pile with the same name as the chosen foundation. Your rival may build the top card of their deck. Yeah, this card is absurd. This card in Ymir is going to be crazy. This card in Devana, Brad, basically anyone that can play it. There are a lot of crazy synergies with this, so big fan of that one. It's also a 0 mid block, which is even crazier. And then for our ultra rare of the deck, our first ultra rare of the deck, we've got the Com Badge. This card's pretty neat. I don't know how much play this card's actually going to see, but it is a somewhat powerful effect. In Ants, look at the top 2 cards of your deck and put them back in any order as a commit cost on an asset, which is not terrible. And then on to my favorite card of the deck that comes in all of them, the USS Cerritos, NCC 75567. It is a 6-diff 4-check asset, unique ship, 3 mid block, form once per turn, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add one of them to your hand, one of them to the bottom of your deck, and one of them to the top of your deck. So basically, as long as this card is on the field, you just get constant hand advantage and some deck knowledge, which is very cool. Very cool attack we've got. We've got Inconvenient Duplication. 5 difficulty, 3 high for 3, Echo Ally, 2 low block, Blitz. Each player builds the top card of their deck. Blitz, this attack gets +1 speed and +1 damage for every 3 foundation in your rival stage. So that card just scales super well. Very, very cool. On to our second ultra rare of the decks. We've got Survey Mission. It is a 6 difficulty, 3 mid for 7 with a 2 mid block and a 3 check. Throw and Diplomacy, so it works with Brad. Blitz, your rival chooses one. They reveal their hand. Your attacks get +1 speed, +1 damage for the rest of the turn. And then your rival commits 2 foundations. And then it has response after your rival draws 1 or more cards. This attack gets +2 damage. So basically, it is supposed to be like a pseudo finisher or a lead off in either of the Brads, because they both draw cards, or force your opponent to draw cards. We've got Rules Stickler, 3 difficulty, 5 check, 1 low block foundation. Response once per turn after your rival builds 1 or more foundations during the combat phase. Due to a non-character effect, commit one of those foundations. Like, lost track of the card text there. Reading upside down is hard, everybody. And then on to some of our 4-ofs. We've got Hunt for Crunch, 5 difficulty, 4 mid 5, 3 check with a 2 low block. Stun 1, Diplomacy, Blitz, your rival chooses 1, they discard a card, or you draw a card. Not a bad one, pretty good lead off for either of the Brads. Then we've got 3 Punch Me A Way Out. It is a 4 difficulty, 3 high 5, 3 check, 1 high block, EX2 Diplomacy. Blitz, your rival chooses 1. Either they commit a foundation, or they freeze 1 committed foundation. So, also not a bad lead off. It just says they stun 1 with the regular Brad, and then they either tap 1 or they have to freeze. So it's a stun 2 move. And we've got Second Contact. I think this card's crazy. It's a 4 difficulty, 4 mid 4 with a 3 check and a 2 high block. Powerful 3 tech weapon. Blitz, if you have exactly 2 attacks in your card pool, this card does not count towards progressive difficulty for the turn, which is wild. That's absolutely nuts. Gamer Toga gets to play that card on any symbol. So, you just get to play all these attacks that don't count towards prog, or ignore prog. Then we have Set to Stun. It is a 3 difficulty, 2 low for 3 with a 3 check and a 2 mid block. I don't know why that was so hard. Response, after this attack deals damage, freeze 1 rival foundation. It's got stun 1, tech, and weapon. So, not a bad one if you're going in on the freeze plan. probably a lot better in the Rad Brad than it is in actual Brad. And then we've got Shoot the Moss as our next card. It's a 4 difficulty, 4 low for 4 with a 3 check, 1 mid block, Diplomacy tech weapon. Blitz, your rival chooses one. This attack gets plus 3 speed, this attack gets plus 3 damage. So, not bad. It's either a 7 low for 4 or a 4 low for 7, which either way, not terrible. And then we've got Mesmerizing Mission, or a Mesmerizing Mission. It is a 1/4 with a 3 high block. Response, commit after your attack is blocked, your next attack gains Frenzy. And then for those of you that don't know, Frenzy is a new mechanic specific to these decks so far that says this attack gets plus 1 speed and plus 1 damage for each attack that has been blocked this turn. And that is a Blitz. And then we've got Banana Hot as our next card. It is a 0/5 with a 3 low block. Ensign response, remove. After this card enters your discard pile from your hand or your stage, you gain 1 health. And then that's only playable if you're an Ensign. And then I think arguably one of the best cards, if not the best card in this deck, we've got Beta Shift. So for those of you that don't know, this is essentially a Chivalrous Competitor reprint, but it is on the Life Attune symbol. So it's a 1/5 with a 3 high block. Enhance flip, both players draw a card. Which is historically a very powerful effect for that game. And then we've got Bold Boimler for our next card. It is a 2 difficulty, 5 check, 2 mid block. Enhance, this attack gets plus 1 damage for each card your rival has drawn this enhanced step, maximum of 3. So, not terrible. It is on average plus 1 damage per attack, which is fine. This is one of my favorite cards in the deck. We've got Chronically Dehydrated. So, Ensign, Enhance, stats. It's a 2/5 with a 2 mid block. Sorry, everybody. And then Ensign Enhance, discard 1 card. This attack gets plus 2 damage. Only playable if your character has the Ensign trait, which is cool, but Enhance, sacrifice 1 foundation, freeze 1 ready rival foundation. That is a very, very powerful effect. Like, for example, if you're playing a character that is Life and Order, aka Brad, you could be playing Showdown, and then you could sack a foundation to freeze one of their ready foundations that you know you're going to Showdown, and then you can force them to tap it, which is very strong. On to the next one, we've got First Contact Day. First Contact Day is a 2/5 with a 2 high block. While this card is in your stage and there is a Diplomacy card in your card pool, your rival's attacks get -1 speed. It's a static. And then Enhance, your turn, commit. If your rival has 11 or more foundations, commit 2 rival foundations. So, it's Deadlock target commit to, which is not the worst. But I am a big fan of that card. And then we've got our only Diplomacy foundation, Special Assignment. It's a 1/5 with a 2 mid block, Diplomacy keyword. Response flip, after your rival draws 1 or more cards during the combat phase, they choose one. They either discard a card at random, or they lose 2 health. Both pretty powerful effects, honestly, for a flip cost. And then on to the next card, we've got the Tricorder Scan. It is a 1/5 with a 2 low block. Enhance, commit. If your rival has 3 or more cards in their hand, this attack gets -2 speed or +2 damage. Not the worst. Pretty alright for a spam. And then this card is super sweet with all of the Diplomacy stuff. We've got Twin Twains. It is a 1/6 with a 2 high block. Response flip, after your attack, I missed this up. After your rival chooses an option for an ability on a Diplomacy card, they choose one other option to add to that ability's effect. So basically it says that you're going to get 2 Diplomacy effects instead of the just one that you would normally which is pretty strong. And then on to the next deck. Let's get this bad boy open. If I can, that is. We're almost there. We almost got it. Okay, we got it, everybody. So I will put the alt-art packs off to the side. Same contents, basically. And let's get this tape off. And this one that we have is Divana Tendi. Which is very, very cool looking. Still got that holographic foil. It's got that cool texture to it. So you can like rub it, you scratch it. It's got that holographic noise. And yeah, let's get this deck cracked and get right into it. Because this is the deck that I was the most excited for, because I am very, very interested in playing characters that heal. And so Divana, being the heal character, is very cool. So we have Divana Tendi, Eager Science Officer, and Divana Tendi, Mistress of the Winter Constellations. So there are these. So the Eager Science Officer is a 7-hander with 20 health. Inside and a healer. Response: after a player gains health, their next check gets +1. Then response: lose 1 health after an attack is played, it gets -1 speed or gains stun 1. Which, both pretty powerful effects, honestly. And then the Mistress of the Winter Constellation is response: lose X health. After an attack is played, it gets +X or -X speed, maximum 2. And then response: after your non-throw attack deals damage, your rival loses. Your rivals each lose 1 health, and you gain 1 health for each rival you damage this way. Yeah. You gain 1 health for each rival you have. So this is more like a multiplayer character, in my opinion. So, very, very interesting for multiplayer formats, for sure. And then for the action of the deck, we've got Emergency Treatment. So Emergency Treatment is a 5 difficulty, 5 check, 1 mid-block action with this card ignores progressive difficulty. Then response: remove after a player loses health, that player gains 3 health, and then the next block played this turn ignores progressive difficulty. Potentially powerful. I think it's pretty okay. On to the ultra rare asset of the deck, we've got T88, which is a 2/5 with a 0 low block. Enhance commit. Your rival mills 1. If they milled a foundation this way, their next check gets -1. Otherwise, your next check gets +2. And failing that does not end their combat phase, which is very interesting. And then, yet again, we've got the USS Cerritos. I gotta go over that one again. On to one of the rare attacks. We've got Extreme Methods. It is a 4 difficulty, 4 mid, 4 with a 3 check and a 1 mid block. Tech and weapon. Blitz. Spend 1 momentum. This attack gets +2 speed, +2 damage, and then you gain 2 health. So in Divana, it's +2 speed, +2 damage, gain health. And your next check gets +1, which is pretty cool. And then response: after this attack deals damage, draw 1 card. Big fan of that. We've got Syndicate Skills as our ultra rare attack of the deck. It is a 6 difficulty, 5 high for 6 with Echo, and then this attack gets -1 difficulty and -1 to its block mod if you have lost health this turn. So it is essentially a 5 difficulty, 0 high block if you've lost health this turn, which is pretty sick. And then Blitz, your rival's next check to play a block gets -2. So, it's essentially a 7 high, which is very, very cool. I'm a big fan of that one. On to Unyielding Enthusiasm. Is a 3 difficulty, 4 check, 3 mid block, response flip, 1 foundation. After you gain health, look at the top card of your deck. You may put it at the bottom of your deck. Which is pretty sick. Flip a foundation to gain deck knowledge after you gain health is pretty good in the character that wants to gain health, as it would turn out. And then on to Acts of Piracy. It is a 3 difficulty, 2 mid for 3 with a 3 check and a 2 low block. Frenzy and Tech. And then, like I said, Frenzy is just when you play this, you blitz and it gets +1/+1 for each attack that's been blocked. And that's it. That's all the card text on the card. Just a vanilla 3 diff. And then we've got Black Ops Throwdown as our next card. It is a 5 difficulty, 2 high for 6 with a 3 check and a 3 high block. And the throw keyword, Blitz, if this attack is not blocked, your next check gets +1. So basically it's a throw that super encourages them to block it, and then they still take half damage, so it's not even really that good for them if they do. Then we've got Liberating Headbutt. It is a 4 difficulty, 3 mid for 5 with a 3 check and a 1 high block. Powerful 2 and slam. Blitz, if you have gained health this turn, this attack gets +1 speed and +1 damage. So that's very cool. It's got powerful 2, so could potentially end a game as a 4 mid for 6 base. On to Pad Power. We've got a 5 difficulty, 3 low for 5 with a 3 check and a 1 low block. Stun 1, slam and weapon with Blitz, gain 2 health. So just pretty generic. In Divana, you gain 2 health and then your next gets +1 to its check. And then it also has stun 2 because of what your character does, which is pretty cool. And then we've got Serving Shade, which is a 4 difficulty, 4 low for 4 with a 3 check and a 2 mid block. Response, after you lose health, gain 1 health, and this attack gets +1 damage. Which is pretty neat. There are certainly some ways to make this guy really big. I'm definitely looking forward to figuring out how to break this card somehow. I definitely think it's got a very, very high potential to it. On to our next card, we've got the Embarrassment of Duplers. It is a 2 difficulty, 5 check, 2 mid block Dupler Foundation. With static, you may play any number of copies of this card in your deck. And in Ants, this non-throw attack gets +X damage, X equals the number of Duplers in your stage. Very cool. On to the next one, we've got Best Buddies. It is a 1/5 with a 2 low block foundation. Response, sacrifice 1 foundation. After an attack is played, choose any number of players and they gain a health. So I believe this is just it's essentially the Momo 1/5, except it doesn't give damage, it only heals. Which is pretty good in the context of Divana because it's also +1 to your check, right? Buffer Time. It is a 2/5 with a 3 mid block. Breaker 1. In Ants, spend 1 momentum. Your rival mills 1. If they milled an attack this way, draw 2 cards. Otherwise, draw 1 card. Yeah, so this one's kind of neat. It is potential draw. Also could aid a mill strategy as well. So that's cool. We've got 4 copies of Dupler, Emissary. This is just a 1/6 with a 2 high block and the Dupler keyword. And that is it. It is blank. Otherwise. On to the next one, we've got Eager to Please. It is a 1/5 with a 3 high block response. After you take damage, your next check gets +1. So that's pretty good. On to the next one, we've got Makeshift Radar. It is a 2/5 with a 2 mid block response flip. After an attack is partially blocked, the blocking player gains 3 health. So pretty good. On to the next card, we've got Piratical Past. And then this is a 2/5 with a 2 high block that says enhance flip. Your rival's next check to play a block gets -2. So not a bad one. It's essentially flip for -2 speed, which is alright. And then we've got Summoned Home. It is a 1/5 with a 2 low block. Enhance flip. If you have gained health this turn, this attack gets +1 speed and +1 damage. Otherwise, gain 1 health. On to the next one, we've got the dog. Doggy is a 3/5 with a 2 low block. Ally. Enhance once per turn. If you have gained health this turn, your next check to play a card gets +1. If it is your turn, or if... Yes. Okay. If it is your turn and your rival has 11 or more foundations, your next check gets +4 instead. So, very powerful card when your opponent's in deadlock. Alright, now for what I'm sure you guys have all been waiting for. We have these 2 alt-art packs. And let's get them open. So we've got our first foil is Banana Hot. And we've got Virus Upload, which is actually something we haven't seen. I will set these off to the side. Summoned Home. We got an alt-art Cerritos, which is cool. That's our alt-art. Very, very cool looking. All that up to the camera. Acts of Piracy, and then a Mesmerizing Mission. So Virus Upload is a 5 difficulty, 2 low 6, stun 2 and tech, 1 low block and a 3 check, and that's it. It's just a vanilla otherwise. And then you guys can see that very cool looking Cerritos, very shiny. What we're looking for is one of the constellation alts or one of the characters as an alt art would be very cool. So we've got an Embarrassment of Duplers, Beta Shift, Attitude Selector, Inconvenient Duplication alt art. That's a very cool looking alt art. Set to Stun, and Moopsie. So for Attitude Selector, we've got a 1/5 with a 2 high block response flip. After you discard or remove 1 or more cards from your hand, draw 1 card, which is very cool. And then Moopsie is a 2/4 with a 3 mid block, and the ally keyword, enhance your rival's next check gets +1 for command cost, which pretty sick. Alright. Anyways, thanks everyone for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed the unboxing. Big shoutouts to UVS Games yet again. Make sure you guys go check out all of these decks and pick some up for yourself. Make sure you guys go check out the Patreon, like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that cool stuff. And have a wonderful rest of your day. Sayonara.
What is up, Matsu Nation? Thank you for watching till the end of the video. If you enjoyed, like, comment, and subscribe. And check out all my socials and my Patreon. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and sayonara.